Hello, everybody. Welcome back to This Podcast Takes Tokens. I am Deric. I'm joined by my brother Ryan, sporting one of our shirts.
Yeah.
We are here to talk about all the things that we grew up with, the things that we feel nostalgic for. Mostly movies. Anything over 20 years old, that's kind of our shtick.
Yeah.
And we're going to be talking about Back to the Future Part 3 today. So join us for that, and we will be back in 53 seconds. Your local video store card.
A comic book in your back pocket.
Games with no tutorials.
Music you had to discover.
And drinking water straight from the hose.
These are the things us millennials remember fondly. We are the Jennings brothers.
Join us after the streetlights come on
as we race our bikes from the top of the hill
right down memory lane.
Exchange those quarters because this podcast takes tokens.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to This Podcast Takes Tokens. Like I said, I'm Deric. This is Ryan. We're going to be talking about Back to the Future Part 3. I think I'm going to go out on a limb here. This is my favorite Back to the Future movie.
Yeah. I would agree with you.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I don't think that's a general consensus from
no.
Like people that have watched all three of these, especially just the general public.
But, yeah, I think 2 is typically like the top. Like everybody, most people's favorite is 2 or the original. I think 3 is kind of like, not as many people favorite to 3, but I really like this one. This one's probably my favorite.
Yeah.
All right, let's run down some numbers real quick before we get into it. Back to the Future Part 3 had a budget of, any guesses?
Well, it was the third one. They knew it was coming because at the end of the first or the second one, they showed a little preview. I
think they filmed them back to back, right?
They did, yeah, back to back, then almost back. Gosh, I'm gonna say $35 million.
Oh, close. $40 million $40 budget.
Okay,
yeah, which is for a movie of this scale, I feel like it's kind of small, but
yeah,
maybe I'm just thinking about it in today's terms. Back then, that was that was a lot of money. This is 1990 we're talking about here.
Okay.
Let's just skip right to the end. Total gross, worldwide, total gross, worldwide, the whole kit and caboodle.
85 million.
85 million worldwide. Okay. Opening weekend, US and Canada, 19 million. Gross, US and Canada, 88 million. Gross worldwide, 245 million.
Buddy. Oh, man.
They cashed in on this one.
Wow.
With the runtime of 1 hour and 58 minutes. It didn't feel like an almost 2 hour movie, but
no. None of them do though. They all three of them move pretty quick.
They do. Very little to very little left on the bone here, if you will.
Yep.
Anyways, tomato meter, always a fun one. What do you think the tomato meter the critics gave this one on average?
Gosh, the critics. I'm going to say, I don't think the critics like this one as much as the others. But I don't think they gave it a terrible thing. I'm going to say like a 62.
Oh, no. 79.
Really?
I like this one.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. All right. Popcorn meter. What did the audience think?
85.
85? 78. A little less from the audience.
A little less. Kind of a Last Jedi syndrome there.
I guess.
Remember
maybe,
that? Yeah. It had a bigger tomato meter in the
Well, okay. Title treatment for these movies. We've modified our logo after it for special occasions. It's the shirt that we have.
That's the shirt.
Is this one of the greatest title treatments of all time?
Oh yeah.
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 I would agree.
Yeah.
Like this is very iconic, and it is very like it stands the test of time, if you will.
It does. And, I think it's, we're not the first people to use that.
No.
Like, there's a lot of stuff that you look at that is nostalgic or whatever. Like some content creators or just, whatever, they will, t-shirt makers, they use this a lot. Like, it's just, it's classic. It's timeless. It works. And when you see it, you immediately know, like when I first wore this shirt out, there was a guy at my church that saw it, and he was like, "Oh man, I love Back to the Future." He didn't even realize it said this podcast takes tokens on there, just because of the way it looks, right?
Yeah. It's like it's like a shortcut. That title treatment is like it just instantly brings you to that point. And it's just a conversational shortcut. I would agree.
Interesting tidbit real quick on that.
Yeah.
So in this movie, they used at the time the new Universal logo that was in. Yeah. They had really Gale and Zemeckis, the Bobs, had really debated on using the old one to keep all three of them consistent. And then in the end, they just decided, because I guess the studio was really pushing for it, and they just decided,
because it was like their 75th anniversary one.
Yeah. You're like, it's just a logo. We'll let it go. But yeah, like I thought that was interesting that there was a debate on we need to have the old logo on here just for consistency.
Like there's only like a year gap between these two movies, the second one and the third one here. So then, that title treatment, that's that the Universal logo there. That's crazy that changed. And I kind of side with Bob in them here. This, I feel like now that you mention it, it should be consistent. Yeah, but I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. Like I'm kind of on the fence about it because it is just a logo. Yeah, but I don't know. I don't know.
Well, anyways, moving right along.
Yeah.
It's the third movie we've seen with this, and I still cannot get over that Frank Lloyd Wright home that is Doc Brown's house. Whenever they pull up in the beginning, God, that is one stunningly beautiful home.
Yes. Oh yeah, it is. Yeah.
I hope to get the chance to go tour it one day. I know it still exists, and they do tours, and you can go and check it out in person. And I would, that is on my bucket list for sure. I think that'd be a really cool thing to check out. So, moving on from the opening, what is I'm just gonna like plug you with a question real quick. Maybe we're gonna jump around here, but what is the best version of the time machine out of all these movies?
I personally think it's the flying one. I think that is it. Time travel, you always think of like futuristic, even though it's like, time travel, you would think of going back in time, but it's a futuristic thing because we don't have the technology now.
Yeah.
And the DeLorean in Back 2 looks so futuristic with the wheels that come down, and you've got the Mr. Fusion on the back. And I think that's mine. What about you?
I think I would tend to agree. But if we're opening it up to time machines, period, throughout this movie, I really am partial to that train at the end. That train, every time I see it, that one blows me. That's just really cool. I wish we had more of that. We get like 30 seconds of it at the very end, and it is just so cool. And I want more of that train. I don't know what else to say about it. It's just really cool again.
It is.
I really like it. I don't like trains really, but it's pretty cool, I think.
I would like to know how Doc got a hover conversion on that thing.
Oh, well, I think he took it to the future.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like, I mean,
because they've been jumping around for a while. Look at the way they're dressed and stuff. Yeah. And they got the kids.
They got the kids. Yeah. Like it's been years since the end, like since Marty travels back to 1985, right at the very end. Yep. It has been for Doc, and Clara, it's been years since they've seen him because they had the kids. The boys grew up, right? They're like probably 6, 7 years old, maybe 8.
And, something like that.
It's just wild to me. And then I wonder, like when I'm watching this, I'm like, do Doc and Marty ever see each other again after this?
Yeah, I don't think they do. I think that's kind of the end of their little journey there. I imagine, maybe Doc goes and visits him in old age or something like that. Like, hey, we're the same age now or something. Yeah, probably the last time they see each other. I do have a theory about this time machine, this train time machine they got here. There's no way that he was going to have the means to make this back in the Old West, and not the technology. He's a brilliant scientist. He can create the technology, the money to put into building these things this way. There's no way he's making that as like a blacksmith in the town.
No.
So my theory is, and really like, look at the way she's dressed throughout the whole movie. Clara comes from money. She's the only child.
Oh yeah.
And she comes from money, and she bankrolls this whole operation after this.
She has to.
She has to.
Yeah.
That's my theory, at least.
It would have to be. Yeah. I mean, because there has to be, at some point, there has to be a way for him to design the time machine
and buy a train
1885, 86, or, and to buy a train and to do all that. Or maybe, maybe he put it into something else, but I don't know what else would go 88 miles an hour. Or I guess it's a new time machine. Maybe it doesn't need to go 88 miles an hour to, I don't know. Maybe he figured out how to do one with carrot, like a horse and carriage.
He just he turned a horse into a time machine.
Yeah.
He just worked his way up to getting the money to do the train. Yeah. That works. All right. So could then that leads me into another question. Could the time machine be any car then? Like it could be anything.
Yeah.
Like if he made the train out into a time machine. So he initially picked the DeLorean because, if you're going to make a time machine, you might as well do it with some style.
Plus the stainless steel structure, and then we don't hear the rest of that. But
yeah. What if he would have used something else? Like, what if he would have just he would have made the time machine out of like an AMC Pacer or something like that? Would this be a different movie? Would it work the same?
No, I don't think so. I think, that DeLorean it really makes the movie, because that DeLorean is a character in and of itself.
Yeah, 100%.
If you don't have that, if you've got, like you're saying, an AMC Pacer or a a Gremlin or something, driving around or even a Harley Davidson, a Porsche. Yeah. I don't know. I think it's because the DeLorean did look so futuristic when it came out. It's still kind of if you see one nowadays, occasionally, like once in a very, very great while, maybe, I don't know, maybe 3 or 4 times in my life, I've seen one driving down the road, and you still turn your head. You're like, oh my gosh, that thing is beautiful. And it still looks futuristic.
Yeah. I've seen more of them, but down here, south of me in Austin, there's a company. I don't know if it's the actual DeLorean company, but there's a company
DMC,
that restores them. Yeah.
Yeah. I've looked into that. I've thought about buying one.
They're expensive.
They are expensive. Yeah.
It's like,
and if I got one, it is. Yeah. And if I got one, I would only drive that when they have the car show here and stuff like that. There's no way that'd be my daily driver. I would want it to be my daily driver, but there's no way the money you'd spend on that thing.
No. So would DeLorean still be a company that people would remember if they hadn't used the DeLorean for the time machine, or would the DeLorean be faded off from collective consciousness?
I don't think it'd be faded off from our collective consciousness, but I think it'd be something along the lines of, I don't know, how big Lamborghinis were back in the day, and they had the doors that kind of angled up, or whatever.
Maybe
you
the
still
Viper.
see those once in a while. Yeah, the Viper. Yeah, something like that, where it's among, the general public, you're like, oh yeah, I kind of remember that vehicle, but then among car head, gearheads, oh yeah, that was a really cool vehicle.
Right.
But outside of that, I don't think so, because it
had notorious electrical problems. It was not a very reliable vehicle, which is a lot of why you don't see them anymore. Plus they were super heavy, and the stainless steel turned out to be kind of a problem. But
yeah. I think if you don't, I would say 99% of people that see a DeLorean, whether it's on the road, whether it's a picture of it on social media, or just wherever it is, immediately think of Back to the Future.
Oh yeah.
It's not like they're seeing it in Back to the Future and be like, oh yeah, there's a DeLorean in here.
Right.
And I think that to your
How
point.
novel.
Yeah. To your point. Yes. I don't think that the DeLorean would not be what it is without Back to the Future. It just wouldn't.
Yeah, I would agree. What about Frisbee? You think Frisbee would be who they are without Back to the Future?
Far out.
Was Frisbee really a pie company?
It was. It absolutely was. Yep.
Interesting.
Yep. And then people were using the tins to play games with, and that's when they just slowly migrated over to doing that.
They just pivoted. They went with it. Hey, this is where, this is easier than making pies. We just make the tins and sell them.
It's just we don't have to put a pie in there. Yeah.
Yeah. And there was somebody that was fighting back, and they're like, "No, we got to make the pies. That's our legacy."
Yeah.
But I don't know.
It's probably just some Joe Schmo that works there, and he's just like, oh, this. I'm tired of these pies falling out. I'm just gonna kind of put these ridges on this tin. I'm not really gonna tell anybody about it. I'm gonna change the molding just a little bit.
Now you got Frisbee. Man. Yeah, this was just this was a really fun movie. I enjoyed going back and rewatching this movie. This is one of those movies that I've seen Back to the Future, and really whenever growing up, you watch Back to the Future, you almost inevitably watched the others right after or soon after. Like it kind of like you see one of them, you're like, oh man, now I gotta go watch the next one, whenever it happened to be. And so yeah, like I don't really remember the first time I saw Back to the Future. It's one of those movies that's just always kind of been around. Although I feel like growing up, Back to the Future was not an old movie, but it felt like a movie that was like Star Wars. It's like before your time, but still of your time. And Back to the Future kind of felt like that, even though I was like 9.
Well, you're older than Back to the Future. Like you were what? Like
I was like 4 when the first one came out.
When the first one came out. Yeah.
So to feel that way now, and then throughout the 90s, thinking of Back to the Future, I think because it all kind of roots back into 1985, and so all these movies feel like products of 1985, not 1985, 1989, and 1990. So that kind of like muddies the water, if you will, a little bit.
Yeah. There. I mean, I was kind of surprised. I'm sure I knew, but I'd forgotten that this movie came out in the 90s.
Yeah, and, technically.
Yeah. And when you said that, it kind of surprised me, because I was thinking like, okay, back 1, 85, back 2, probably 87, 88, and then maybe this in 89. Because I don't ever remember not knowing this movie existed.
Yeah.
And like anytime I would see them, they were all next to each other in the VHS boxes.
Right.
And the first one just had Marty, looking at his watch in front of the DeLorean. The second one had Marty and Doc. And the third one had Clara in the background.
Right.
With them.
And Jennifer never got added.
No, she never did. Well, they couldn't figure out. Do they want to use Elizabeth Shue, or they want to use... So.
Couldn't figure out how to use her in the movies.
Claudia Wells, yeah.
And what's with Marty's family? Like they have a type. His dad and his granddad and his grandparents, they all have a type, and it's Leah Thompson. It's kind of funny that they all picked the same girl.
I think so. In the second one, it made sense to have Leah Thompson in there, right? Because like she makes sense what she said. I feel like in this one they didn't really have a place to put her, but they thought, well, she's been in the first two. Right. And like she was, top billing in the first one. Right. Michael J. Fox, but you know what I mean? We need to, maybe she was on contract for third. I don't know, but it was like, maybe we need to figure out some way to put her in here, because I feel like it's almost, if I have to like come up with any complaints about this movie, I feel like that's almost an afterthought to have her, like she's in such a minimal role in this movie. And then I thought it was kind of silly to have Michael J. Fox play Seamus. I didn't really like that. I would have liked to. I know they couldn't get Crispin Glover. Like obviously that would have made sense. I think that was the plan.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then after that fallout of like him suing and everything, they're probably like, oh, okay, we can't use his likeness anymore. But I don't know. I
even though they did like but, the guy, like he's there for a brief moment at the end.
Yeah, you're right.
In the background. Mm-hmm. And I don't know if that's part of that whole thing, or if that came, like after or before or whatever. I imagine the lawsuit came after or during this movie's release.
Yeah,
and probably this movie got rolled into all that. but yeah, like he's all way in the background.
Yeah.
And he definitely looks like he's wearing a mask of some sort. I don't think he says anything.
No, I don't think so. Yeah. So I don't know. I feel like Leah Thompson, I hate to say it, was kind of shoehorned into this a little bit. I just didn't, they're there for like when he first shows up, in
the second one,
and then
in the second one, they have Michael J. Fox play his own daughter. They could have had Leah Thompson play his granddad. She could have played Seamus. There we go.
Yeah, there you go.
I don't know.
I forgot about him playing his. Yeah, he did play his kids.
Both of them.
Yeah, and maybe they were going off that and thought, that because I'm sure that was in back 2. I'm sure that was like just a point of like, hey, this would be funny to have him play his kids.
Right.
In this one, they're probably thinking like, hey, remember we had him play his kids? Let's have him play his great whatever. And it's like, okay. Which he didn't have much to work with the character. I don't think he did a bad job with that character. No. Like he had the accent down and everything. I don't know. I feel like it's a weaker part of the movie in a movie that's stellar. Like that's, it's just a weaker part of the movie. I feel like
I could see that. Yeah. They could have had like somebody else come in and play that part, but I don't know who you get around that time.
Well, I don't know.
Not off the top of my head, at least. But yeah, like Crispin Glover, probably. I don't know if I could see Crispin Glover playing that part. He's a little too methody. I don't know what he would do with it. It'd be a little too intense, and the character needed to be. I feel like that character needed to be optimistic and, kind of have like a little, not like a zest for life, but just kind of like a little easygoing, if you will, and not so serious. And I feel like Crispin Glover's take on it might have been a little intense.
Yeah.
His take on things is typically intense. I haven't seen him play a character that was fairly easygoing or not very intense.
Yeah. And I could see, like, especially with as short of a part that is in the movie, I could see him kind of like, I need a bigger part.
Well, maybe, yeah.
So
which, he might have had one. They would have had probably more with the dad going on.
Yeah.
I don't know, but we'll never know.
Yeah.
I'm kind of curious. Alternate universe, I suppose. See how that worked out.
Yeah.
But whatever. Yeah, okay, so I'm going to go back to the beginning a little bit more. I'm not an expert on Old West and period accuracy or anything like that, but the people in the town of 1885 Hill Valley, I think look amazing, and I feel like I'm right there. I don't feel like I'm in a caricature of the West. I feel like I'm in the West.
They hired a bunch of extras and like when Marty walks into the saloon and there's those guys playing poker and they're like, well, look what just breezed in the door. Like the people they hired were like actors that had played in Westerns.
Yeah. Pat Burtman.
Yep.
Buttram. He was actually one of the bullets in Who Framed Roger Rabbit. One of those
was he really? I didn't know.
Yeah.
Oh, that makes sense now. Yeah, I can hear it. Yeah.
Which that voice of his is so great. I love it, and I love it for the Old West characters. Yeah, I like that one. I like him. I like him in this. It's a great character part, and I love it.
Yeah, I think they did a really good job with that, with just getting everything right. I love that Doc puts him in this. I'm going to show my pop here. This ridiculous like 50s view of Western like get up.
It even had like the little like Adams symbols on it.
Yeah. And then when he shows up, people are like, "What is this? Like, what are you wearing?" And he's got his fancy moccasins on, the Nikkei moccasins, and I like that they show that, and then he orders a water. Yeah, and like a water. If you want water, go stick whiskey. Your head in the horse trough. It's just
which he pours out that whiskey and it hits the counter and it smokes. What is in that whiskey?
I know.
I don't know that I've ever seen alcohol do that. Or is the countertop just frozen? Maybe that's what it is.
Sure. I don't know.
But yeah, that definitely made me not want to have a drink for a while.
Yeah.
I like whenever we get Mad Dog Tannen now. He comes in and Thomas Wilson at his finest as Mad Dog Tannen here.
I was going to ask you,
I love this character.
Do you think Buford Tannen is the best version of Biff?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
He's the darkest, the meanest, the nastiest. I feel like he is perhaps the origin of the Tannen, I don't know, anger streak or the legacy history. The legacy of the Tannens definitely starts with Mad Dog Tannen. And I like it. I'm here for it.
Oh yeah,
it's fun.
Yeah, Thomas Wilson's just awesome in this role. Like he's awesome in all of them. But this
but he plays them all so differently.
So good. Yeah, he does.
Yeah,
and he even plays. Yeah, well, obviously it's the same. Not Buford, but like back 1 and back 2, it is the same character but played differently. Yeah. I mean, it's he's
and then he goes
like,
and within this movie, he goes right back to like cowed Biff whenever. Marty walks in and Biff's like, "Oh, hey, Marty, I didn't see you there," or whatever. And he's all like goofy Biff, which he's putting on like that. Like, Marty first comes in and he grabs the thing off the car and Biff comes in and he's like, "Hey, you," and he goes, "Oh, hey, Marty," and like he just flips that switch real quick.
Yeah.
You think he goes home and he's just like, still just like seething with anger, but like all day he's putting on this happy face because like he knows that he's got to like play it up or whatever.
Maybe. Yeah. Maybe he's just, he's still scared of George,
I guess. Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know. It didn't take much to knock him down.
No,
sure.
But maybe he has turned over a new leaf, but he's so defensive of the McFly family. Like he feels like he's almost like their servant now,
He's like their pet dog.
Yeah. And he's like, what are you doing? You can't come in here. Like this is not your property, or whatever. That's what I like to think. Because I like that version of Biff. Like I love the other versions of Biff, but I like that version where he's kind of
happy-go-lucky, helpful.
The happy-go-lucky, yeah. Like you're like, I don't know if I'd want to hang out with this guy a lot, but he seems all right.
Yeah, I don't know that I want to hang out with him. He seems kind of boring.
Yeah.
Or he's got a really dark side that he's hiding.
He's a serial killer or something.
Something. I think he's definitely repressing some stuff.
Yeah.
But anyway, so yeah, we meet Mad Dog Tannen in the bar scene here at the beginning, with all the local saloon patrons and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
I like how he asks Marty, "What's your name, dude?" And Marty turns to him and says, "Clint Eastwood." Like, the words are going to intimidate him. Like it means something.
Yeah, they're going to know.
He's just like, Clint Eastwood.
Clint Eastwood? Great. What kind of a cowboy name is that?
Which, then they renamed the ravine the Clint Eastwood Ravine.
Mm-hmm.
And that's in California. Do you think like Clint Eastwood then comes to California and gets inspired for his stage name there? Or was he born Clint Eastwood?
I don't think
he was born.
Was he born Clint Eastwood?
I would imagine like those old school Hollywood guys. They typically didn't. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know what to tell you the truth. But yeah. So I would imagine like, did he go and he sees this ravine? He's like, "That's a cool name. I'm gonna change my name to that." Or did he get there and he's like, "Oh, somebody's already got my name"? Or did they give him more like gravitas whenever he went to go audition for movies? I'm sure I'm named after the guy that like in the Old West
died in the ravine. Yeah, right? Died a hero in this ravine, or whatever. And,
right?
Yeah.
What was the story they told about Clint Eastwood then? After he went over in the ravine, was it like a heroic story, or did they tell the story that he robbed the train? It's
got to be heroic, right? Because otherwise, why they wouldn't name a ravine after some guy that was trying to, rob a train and hold people up and everything. Like,
sure,
got to be something good. I don't know what it was. Maybe there was robbers on the train and he stopped them. And he went over with the train while he was stopping them. Like, I don't know. Maybe that's
maybe. Maybe they thought he ran off to save the train.
Yeah.
Well, I looked it up.
Okay.
Clint Eastwood was born Clint Eastwood Jr. in San Francisco to Clint Eastwood Sr. So it is a family legacy name.
Yeah. And he's from California. So
he's from California. Yep. Yeah. Born May 31st.
Yeah.
Well, You learn something new every day. That answers that especially.
Yeah.
So he must have come across this ravine and been like craziness, or somebody, or he's a senior, he's a junior, so maybe they're like, "Is that named after your dad?"
Yeah,
I don't know. It's an interesting thought. Anyway,
something that I think is really, really a nice touch about this movie, is the throwback, or like, you know, foreshadowing, whichever way you look at it. In Back 2, when Biff is in the hot tub with the women, he's watching A Fistful of Dollars, and Eastwood, you know, gets shot, but he's got that stove door.
Cover,
And
I think that's where you got the idea, right?
It is, And then they that pays off in the next movie.
Yeah.
And it's great. I love that little.
It's great carry forward.
Just that little thing.
That is. I would agree there. Yeah, there was a lot of like good look. They did a really good job in the second one of setting up things to pay off in the third one like that.
Yeah.
I would agree. Is this bar the same? Like, looking at the town, is this bar what eventually becomes the Cafe 80s? The bar in the Old West?
You know what? In all the years that I've watched this movie, I never thought about that. That's a good point. I bet it is.
Yeah, because whenever you look out that window behind Biff in this specific scene, the clock tower is behind him directly, and that would put it, you know, across that courtyard or whatever. I think it's the same cap. I bet
it is same location. Yeah,
like they just, you know, history repeating itself. It just keeps coming back, and then that goes back to 2, where Griff comes into the Cafe 80s and confronts Marty in a very similar fashion, and then you know, Mad Dog Buford comes into the saloon to confront Seamus, thinking that Seamus is, you know, because he's running, keeps Seamus. Seamus can't come to town apparently because Buford says he can't for whatever reason, which is okay, whatever. I don't know what. I guess he's just got like a mean streak where he wants to exert his control over people.
Well, it's the thing. It's this long thing, right? Where it's like the Tannens and the McFlys have just been at each other.
Yeah.
Forever.
Generationally. Yeah. That's true. Yeah. So this movie, one of the other things that I think I absolutely love about this movie is the cinematography throughout this movie. It has some of the just most dazzlingly beautiful shots. Like whenever the train pulls into the station towards the end and Clara's standing there, and just the way that's shot, the angle of the camera.
And the smoke just blows her dress back a little bit, and
such a beautiful shot. Or you know, Marty and Doc are sitting there and they're talking about like different ways that they can get the car up to 88 miles per hour. And then that train comes out from behind his head as he has the idea of using the train, like just little things like that. That, man, this was shot so beautifully, and I really appreciate that. And it just looks really cool.
If you ever get a chance to, like, I don't know, do you have these movies on disc or?
Yeah.
Okay. They, at least the versions that I have Bob Gale and Robert Zemeckis audio commentary on them.
Oh, okay.
And it's really interesting. Like, if I remember, it's been a while since I've listened to it, but like, that's where I got the tidbit about the Universal thing at. I think it took them several shots to get that train to like,
I bet. Yeah.
Line up. It's just,
because if you look, like, Doc's kind of like, he's not standing up. He's a little like arched or twisted a little bit. Like, he's definitely like positioning himself in a way that it'll come out they'll line up perfectly.
Yeah.
Speaking of the train station, like right around that time, he had decided, you know, I'm not going to go pick up this school teacher from the train station, because if I never go meet her, then I'm never going to fall in love, and then this is never an issue. Did you notice Clara at the train station whenever they're talking before they rescued her? She's in the background. Like, she's right there behind them at the train station when they're looking at the map and they're talking about, oh, right here, you know, we can hijack the train and there's this spur that runs off. Right behind them, there's Clara. Her back is turned, but she's in that dress, like like a very distinctive dress with that hat. And that's her in the background renting the carriage. before she goes to make her way.
Yeah, because the ravine's supposed to be named after her because she had fallen off in the ravine. Yeah,
which is funny that like Marty didn't like it was such a core memory to him, like with high school and everything, that he never locked in. He was always like, he didn't think anything of like the name being different. He was just like, okay, whatever, I guess.
Yeah.
But yeah. And then like whenever the guy comes in, he's like, you got to pick her up. Her name's Clara Clayton. Again, it never like clicked.
Never. Yeah.
But I don't know. I suppose that's like, it happens. You tend to like, it takes a couple times before something gets rattled loose in your brain.
And I think that it's probably like his main focus is just to get the heck back, him and Doc back to 1985, and so that's all they're thinking about at this point. Because Doc hasn't met Clara yet, and he's, the plan is to get him back to 1985.
Restore everything the way it was, and everybody goes about their lives or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you're right. That's probably the main focus. So the whole issue is, the setup with this one is he takes an arrow to the gas line or breaks the fuel line somehow. Maybe run over a rock or something, because the arrow's up high, so he had to have hit a rock or something underneath to rupture the fuel line. And he's got no gas, so it runs on gas. You can't get up to 88 miles without gas. Wouldn't there still be gas in the old DeLorean? Like the DeLorean that Doc put away, and then like you could siphon that gas and use that gas, or did he clear it out whenever he put it up for long-term storage? And then if he did clear it out for long-term storage, Doc is the type of person that would hold on to that for use later.
Yeah.
So I feel like there was gas. They just weren't using it. They weren't thinking about that. I feel like this whole thing could have been wrapped up really easy just by getting the gas out of the old DeLorean, fixing the fuel line. And then, hell, they could take the fuel line out of the 1985 or 1885 DeLorean and use it in the 1855 or 1955 DeLorean to fix it, and then put the fuel back in it. And then, you go back about your business. Because whenever you send it back to the future, they're going to have, rubber hoses and stuff that you can use as fuel lines. They're going to have gas that he can refill the tank with. That's not the thing that's going to like prevent them from using the car to, he spends probably a good week to rebuild that time circuit on the hood. I'm sure a fuel line and adding gas to the tank isn't that big of a deal.
Yeah, but maybe it was, like
the lightning strike took the fuel out.
Well, and I'm thinking like, fuel goes bad after a while. Like, it's sitting there from 1885 to 1955.
Yeah,
right?
But it wasn't, because they were in 1885.
Yeah.
So the Doc had just put the DeLorean in a couple days before.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's just sitting there. It's got gas in the tank, or the gas is somewhere. I mean, he didn't just dump it.
Yeah.
Not Doc. He would have held on to it. He would have used it for something. Maybe that's what he used to power his refrigerator, and it's all gone.
There you go. I don't know. Yeah.
I don't know. That one just always bugs me. I'm like, there was gas in that other car. You could have used that gas, but I don't know. But
what I think, like, the funny thing of that is it's not that any of that happened. We're just trying to think through the
logic holes,
the logic of it. But it's the fact that leading up to that, in 1955, when they're planning on Marty going back, and Marty's like, "Oh, Doc, I can't go that way because I'm going to run into all those Indians." Like, and he's like, "Oh no, you're not thinking fourth dimensionally." In 1885, those Indians won't even be there. As soon as he travels back, they're coming at him, and he's like, "Indians!" It's so funny, just his reaction and just how they build that up.
Yeah.
I crack up every time I watch it.
That was a good one. I would agree. Yeah. Can you imagine coming to face with a bear like that when he gets out of the car?
Oh my gosh.
Ooh. Man. That would have been terrifying. Man. Yeah. And then the cavalry comes and the whole thing.
Yeah.
And then he's got to walk all the way back to, how far do you think town was that he had to walk back? It had to have been a while.
I don't know. Like, how far out of town was the drive-in? Because that's essentially where he was at. He was at the drive-in.
It's got to be a few miles, I would imagine, because he gets there and he looks like he's been walking for a while.
That's true.
He's dragging feet, But no, Buford was on him right away, though. That's for sure.
Oh yeah. Well, he stood out, right? So Buford's just going to go to anybody that looks different. And
well, I thought he was Seamus, but then
yeah.
And then the sheriff's out of town, so he's not going to be any help.
Which
although Strickland wasn't the sheriff.
No, Strickland was the he was a marsh, wasn't he? What was he?
He might have been the sheriff, and then the marshal was out of town. Maybe is what it was.
That's right. I think that's it. Yeah,
one of the two. He was one of the two. And I can't remember. I can't keep it straight. You know, there's a deleted scene where Buford shoots down the Strickland.
Yep.
Have you seen it?
Yep.
Yeah. I like how as Strickland's dying, he pulls his son in close. He's like, "Remember that word, son. Discipline."
Yeah.
That was great. I mean, it would have killed the movie.
Oh yeah.
But it was, I like that they actually filmed it, and I like more that they cut it because it would not work. But
and the other reason they cut it, again, another tidbit from the commentary, they had decided that was too dark for a Back to the Future movie because they decided nobody dies in a Back to the Future movie.
Oh, I guess you're right. Yeah, nobody dies.
I mean, I guess you could say that, off screen, Biff kills
the Strickland character.
No, not Strickland. Why am I all of a sudden Crispin Glover's? Why am I all George?
Oh, the dad. Yeah, George.
Yeah, he kills George. And then it's implied that Lorraine kills Biff, which is why he's like disappearing back in 2015. But nobody dies on screen. Nobody dies on screen. That's right. That was why they didn't end up. One of the main reasons they didn't end up putting that in there.
All right. Yeah. I could. Yeah, you gotta keep it PG-13, I suppose.
Yeah.
Keep it for the general audiences. It works. We don't need anybody to die anyways. I do like how brazen Buford and his little crew are. Where Buford's like, you challenges him to a duel, and his boy's like, "Oh, we can't do it that day because we're robbing the train that day."
Yeah.
He's like, "Oh, okay, well, what about Tuesday? We do anything Tuesday or whatever?" Right there in front of everybody.
Like we're Tuesday's free. Yeah.
They're gonna rob the train. They just
nobody's gonna stop them.
Nobody's gonna stop them.
Nobody's gonna stop them. Yeah.
But then that's what the sheriff comes back in town and tracks him down. Got you for robbing the train.
Yeah.
Because, you confess to it in front of everybody, I'm assuming, or I don't know, they fingered him for it somehow. Fingerprints weren't a thing back then, but
no. I like it. So in this movie, and there's a reason why I think this movie's the best in the series. Just the relationship that Doc and Marty have built up this entire time. Like when Marty's getting when Buford's hanging him, and then Doc shoots, he shoots the rope out, and he's, don't make a move, Tannen. I can shoot the flea off a dog from, whatever the distance was.
300 yards.
Yeah. But it's a really simple way they interact. But as Marty's walking towards him, Doc just looks at him and he's like, "Marty, I told you not to come back, or whatever." And they don't have to say much, but it's just I feel like there's just so much weight in that interaction that how much have they been through? Yeah. And what have they got left, to do? I don't know. It's just every bit of this. And my favorite part of it is at the end when they're on the train and they, they're masked up or whatever. And they get to the front of the train and the conductor's like, "Is this a stick up?" And they look at each other. Experiment. It's a science experiment.
Yeah. They're not bad guys. They don't want to rob anybody.
No. They're just trying to get home, and it's so good. It's so good.
It's a good one. Man, what a gamble though. He took with that breastplate thing from the Fistful of Dollars movie, that Buford wouldn't shoot him in the head. Because he shot him right in the middle of the chest. But whenever he shot at Doc in that dance scene, he was aiming for the head. So I don't know. I feel like that was quite the gamble on Marty's part there to trust that he wasn't going to get shot in the head.
Yeah.
But it's,
what do you do? I mean, you can't put a plate over your face.
So he jumps up real quick.
Yeah.
Yeah. But then, the science experiment thing, they're on the train and they get everything set up. They butt it up against the car and they start going, right? Marty's sitting in the car, calling out everything to him. But like the whole time, Doc's on the walkie-talkie with him and explaining the rundown of like what they're going to do and what these little Presto logs do and how all this is going to work out and so on and so forth. At no point in the last 2 days did they go over the plan for what they're going to do whenever they get on the train. They're going to do it on these walkie-talkies where it's like really hard to hear one another.
I guess not. I don't know. Like, surely they went over something, but
right. I mean, I get it. Story-wise, exposition, you got to explain what's happening. But like you had that whole thing with the model train sequence. Again, with the model train sequence to illustrate the point.
Yeah.
It's fine. It's not to scale, whatever. And at that point, couldn't have gone over the Presto logs and all the stuff.
Yeah.
But I don't know. That one, those two things kind of always bug me too.
I throw that, I put that in like, I blame that on, there we go. Now I get my words right. Yeah. I blame that on Doc's absent-mindedness because you see it sometimes throughout the series. Like,
he repeats himself a lot.
Yeah. And I think that true. He's just going through everything.
He did take 1.21 gigawatts to the head at one point.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah. That week he took a couple concussions.
Yes. Yeah.
So, yeah. Okay. I'll let it slide then, I suppose. So Doc was how old? So 1985. In 55, he was in like, what, his 30s or 40s?
I think it's 40s. Yeah.
So then he was probably like close to 70s. 70s?
And his... Yeah, I'd say, well, maybe, yeah, probably. He's got to be in his 70s. Yeah. And
so he's like 70 years old and he has kids? Wow.
Well, he's done the de-aging thing, though, right?
Oh, that's true. That's true. He went to the future and he gained a few years back.
Yeah, yeah.
Or maybe he went and he swapped places with a younger version of himself at some point. I don't know.
What kind of adventures do him and Claire and the boys have?
I believe all that is answered in the animated series.
It's in the animated
that I've never seen.
It's not that good. It's not that good. Yeah. I hate to say it. Like, I have it somewhere.
Yeah.
It's not that good, but
I've never watched it.
Yeah.
I don't want to ruin it, so I'm not watching it.
Yeah, and I think that's the thing. Like, it's probably a biased thing. Like, I went in watching it and I'm like, okay, but in my mind, back in my mind, I'm probably thinking, well, I am thinking like, I don't need any more of this. Like, it wrapped up fine. It was a great story. I don't need any more.
Right.
You know? So like when I watch the animated series, you're kind of like, this is not really what I imagined happening after this. Yeah. And I kind of just want to let my imagination be what I think happens.
Right. And it's like, it's tailored towards kids. So it's probably really tamed down, really dumbed down, and not the excitement. The stakes aren't that high. So I can understand, like, after the movies, especially coming into that and being like, yeah, I'm okay without this.
Yeah.
I would like to know, though, speaking of like what's happening outside the films, what happened to Doc on the 4th of July? You know, like they're in the bar and he asked for the shot glass and the guy's like, you know, remember what happened on the 4th of July? Is that right around, that had to have been right around the time he got there and he landed. Yeah. He hadn't been there that long. Maybe that was whenever he had the realization that he wasn't going to be able to make it home or something. And
probably just drunk everything he could find.
Or apparently just one drink didn't take much.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Doc is the lightest lightweight I've ever seen.
Yeah, I love it.
It just takes that one drink and then boom.
Just done. Yep.
Oh, so man. Funny. Well, yeah, this was a great rewatch. I think I don't really have much else to talk about with it. Favorite quote from the movie, maybe?
It's a science. It's just a stick up. It's a science experiment.
It's a science experiment. All right, I'll give you that one. I have Buford's "I'll hunt you down and shoot you like a duck." But I always like his misrememberings of these things.
It's little
always fun.
Yeah. What about when we forgot to talk about it when we did Back 2, when Buford gets the mouthful of manure?
Oh yeah,
just gosh, it's just so gross. It's so cringy when you're watching it. You're just like, ugh.
Yeah, especially this one. It was all like green and like very realistic looking,
and he's just like pushing it out of his mouth with his tongue. It's
so much
gross.
of it.
Yeah, so gross.
Oh, it's bad. Before we wrap it up, I'm going to say one more thing about Thomas Wilson being this phenomenal character actor that is way overlooked in the 90s, I believe, and in the 80s. If you go back onto the DVD, they have outtakes and stuff.
Yeah.
And there's outtakes with him as Buford. He's in character as Buford. And he would say something like, the line like, "I'll hunt you down and shoot you like a duck," for example.
Yeah.
He'd be like, "I'll hunt you down and shoot you like a dog." And then he would instantly snap into Thomas Wilson and be like, "It wasn't dog, it was duck. That's right." And like the posture would change. His body language would change. Like he would just like come right out of the character. It was just like wild to see.
That's awesome.
This dichotomy existing within him as an actor. And again, I don't think I can heap enough praise onto him, to Thomas Wilson, for the parts that he played in Back to the Future.
Yeah.
I feel like it's just a testament to how great this movie is that it overshadows such a great performance from him.
Yeah.
And I enjoyed it very much so.
I did too.
And I'm here for a Biff Tannen family retro correction or whatever we were talking about in the last one.
That'd be all right. Yeah. And piggybacking off of that, Mary Steenburgen is great in this movie as Clara. I think that it's kind of the same thing, like with that you're saying with Thomas Wilson. Like she does so well in this movie, and she just plays that part just like kind of reserved, but she knows what she's doing at the same time. You know what I mean? Like I don't know. I've always enjoyed watching her in this movie. I think she just does a great job. And I love the end where she's like, climbing on the train and, she tells Emmett, she's like, "I love you."
Yeah.
And he's like, "I love you too." And it's, I don't know. It's just, it's just a match made in time. Yeah. It's so good. It's so good. Yeah.
I like that Doc got that at the end.
Yeah.
For sure. That he found her. And she doesn't need to exist because technically she's dead at this point, or not technically, but canonically or whatever to the original timeline, she doesn't exist. So for him to find her and them go hopping around time doesn't change anything at all.
Nope,
and it's perfectly fine.
Yeah,
I would agree. And I've seen her pop up a lot lately in things here and there, and it's always fun to see her and stuff.
Oh yeah,
and she does like really good job like playing different types of characters. Like I remember more recently she was in that show Last Man on Earth with Will I can't remember his last name right now.
Yeah, I can't either.
But so Will Arnett? No, that's not right.
No.
Anyways, Last Man on Earth. She was great in that. A lot of fun. She had fun with the character, different type of character than she typically plays. Usually every Christmas we'll watch Four Christmases, and she's in that too. She plays one of the moms. Great. Lots of fun. Always fun to see her.
Yeah.
I would agree.
Yeah.
Well, I had fun rewatching Back to the Future 3. Hope you did too.
Yeah.
I hope you all joined us for it.
I want to show one thing off real quick.
Sure.
So for those listening and not seeing, I'm showing a shadow box of a railroad spike and some dirt. This actually came from the site where they shot the train scenes at. This was a spike that was would have been on set. I mean, you never would have actually seen it because it was in but it was a real train track that they had used. My parents ended up going to, my mom and my stepdad, they were in California several years ago, And my stepdad's a soil scientist, and I guess like they were on somebody's land that he knew because he had to do some soil surveying there. And it's the guy's land is where they shot the movie at. So they got to go out to the site and everything. And my mom ended up, she was able to get a railroad spike out and get some dirt and everything. So I don't have any like certificate of authenticity, but like I believe my mom, where she got it from. So yeah. So that's I've got that sitting up on my shelf over here, and it's pretty fun to look at. So.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Exciting. I like it. All right. Well, let's roll into the retro ramble from last week. Yep. I left you with a question. Go-to arcade game from high school. Growing up, go-to arcade game from high school. Go-to. That's right. Maya asked the question, so I'll go ahead and go first. For me, it was probably Area 51, a shooter game. I don't know if you ever played this one. It's aliens. You're at Area 51, and you're just blasting your way, you and your partner, through some, I guess, nuclear affected aliens, if you want to call it that.
Well, some of them are like some military mutants, guys that are like mutated and everything. And
So. There's a couple different versions of it, but I always had fun playing that one. That was one of my favorites, especially around this time. It was a lot of fun to go there with some friends, throwing some quarters.
Yeah.
Good time.
It was. Gosh, that was so fun that was my answer as well.
No way.
It was.
Wow.
yeah. It was a toss up between that and Lethal Enforcers. Which was essentially the same thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, Area 51 had that sci-fi sort of feel to it. And it was just
fun.
It
had like a rocking little soundtrack to it. It was a lot of fun. Yeah.
But those things, like those games, they screwed you at times intentionally to get you to put quarters in, but like it was, I mean, like grenades would come out of nowhere and you're like, where'd that come from? Like, how am I down to like 1 health now? But yeah, those were always popular. Gosh, there was always people at those cabinets.
Yeah.
And you would have to wait your turn or whatever.
And there was one at like every Walmart and like every pizza joint had that game, or some, one of the different versions of them. It was everywhere.
They released it on like PlayStation, and they had the light guns that came with it.
Yeah,
and it was a big thing. Was it Midway that did that? I can't remember who made that.
I think so. I think it might have been Midway.
Yeah.
I would like to see
like a modern take on that, where it's like a full-on first-person shooter, not like a light gun, like on rails thing. But I think that would be really, really interesting to see them. Of course, Midway doesn't even exist anymore, but. Whoever owns the license for that now would be fun, I think, just to see somebody do
that. What's that one? There's that popular alien one that they just redid recently. I can't remember the name of it. I don't know. I'm blanking on that. We have it. My son loves it. They made 2 of them. They made a sequel to it as well, and then they just recently re-released them. It's going to bug me. I can't remember it. But anyways.
Is it a shooter game, or is it a...
Yeah, it's a alien shooter game. Like, you're kind of in like a not top down, like Zelda Breath of the Wild, that kind of game, is a third person view or whatever. And you're an alien and you're trying to avoid being captured by the military and do damage and everything at the same time.
Is it Destroy All Humans? Is that it?
Destroy All Humans.
Okay, yeah.
That's kind of in that same vein, I feel like. Yeah. Except for you're the alien in this case.
Right.
Like, other than that, like, the closest thing you'd have is like maybe a Doom or something like that would be the most equivalent.
Yeah, I mean, I guess you could say that. Yeah.
I don't have any stale popcorn. Nothing left over to talk about either.
I don't really either. Yeah, I didn't have anything for this week, so I guess we're just gonna not have that segment this week.
A bit of a short week this week.
Yeah.
I didn't get a chance to get into anything. Been busy with like lots of stuff.
Yeah.
But anyways, I do have some leftover comments still that we can talk about those.
Yeah.
So we got some stuff from Instagram still that we haven't talked about. This clip that we have when we were talking about Rush Hour being the reason for Rotten Tomatoes. Acid Hey Appropriate says Jackie Chan sucks.
Oh,
it's a rough take. That's a rough take. But
everyone's got their opinion.
Everybody's got their opinion.
That's all right.
That's okay. This movie is just not for you. I mean, this movie wasn't really for us either, but for different reasons. No. We still love Jackie Chan and appreciate his filmography, if you will. Anyways, Tim Addison says, or Tim Madison. It's either Tim with 2 M's or Tim with 1 M. I think it's Tim Madison. It's all lowercase. Yep. Anyways, Tim Madison says, had some choice words. He had some choice words about the way that we edited our clip and did not appreciate that we were trying to get him to watch the full episode again. So, sorry, my friend.
That's
Doesn't like my editing style, but that's what we're here for.
Watch our full videos.
That's right.
You'll enjoy them.
Tigger 82. Tigger, Tigr, Tigger? Sure. Tigger 82 says, Rush Hour is the best comedy movie. I do not recommend going back and watching some of our old episodes. Maybe don't watch the Rush Hour episodes. But, yeah, I mean.
No, you know what?
It's not a bad movie.
I'm glad that he enjoys it. And I don't mean, I'm not saying that in like a
I really enjoyed it.
Like, I'm glad that people find stuff they enjoy. Like,
that's right.
Yep.
There was a time where I really enjoyed this movie too.
Yep.
So I can appreciate that.
There's nothing wrong with liking it.
Nothing at all. Bobby Yee 69 says, Rush Hour is one of the worst rated movies? ? No, it isn't. This was in response to us saying that it was one of our worst rated movies.
Oh, yeah.
So there was a little miscommunication there. Mm-hmm. Sorry, Bobby G. I tried to clear it up. This is one of our worst rated movies of the year. Not one of the worst rated movies of all time. It's not one of the greatest rated movies of all time, but it was not one of the worst. I think it fared somewhere in the middle, if I remember correctly. 50s, I believe. I believe it was still on the fresh side, but just barely.
I think so. Yeah.
All right, moving off the Rush Hour clips. Back to the Future, we were talking about the internet rewriting 2015, or rather the 2015 that we had envisioned back in the 1980s. And Shellback Toy Rewind says, not sure if y'all have tried predicting the future, but it is quite difficult. I would agree.
Yeah.
I would agree.
Yeah.
They did the best with what they had back in 1980.
Sure.
Did not see the internet coming. My point was simply that the internet completely changed that vision of the future. I feel like we were on track for that future, more or less. And then the internet came along, and I feel like that changed a lot. I think we did not see coming.
No, I agree with you, and I think that if we were to look at 2015 through the lens of living in 1985, that is an accurate depiction of what 1985's 2015 would look like. I think they did a great job with it.
Yes.
Your point was that the internet coming into existence skewed
absolutely
that
skewed the timeline.
Yep.
Anyways, that's all I got. We'll have probably some more next week.
Yep.
Still got a few more left, and we'll get into those next week. But why don't you give us our Retro Ramble, tell us what we're going to do next week, and we'll wrap it on out of here.
Okay, this will tie in. Our Retro Ramble is going to tie into next week's episode. So next week, we're going to be watching Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade. Great movie. I'm looking forward to watching that. So my Retro Ramble question for you is, what is an ancient mystery that you would like to see in an Indiana Jones movie based around? And Indy can be any age. He doesn't have to be like he's, I haven't watched The Dial of Destiny yet, but he's older in like the newer movies. But this can be like when Indy, like it could be before Temple of Doom, or it could be, between, I don't know, like maybe right after the Last Crusade, just whenever, or even like from Last Crusade when he is, on the train and he's just like, a young
within
guy.
Indy's lifetime on the proper timeline.
Yep.
Not time hopping Indy around or anything like that.
Okay. No.
So no 2015 Indiana Jones, 2012 Indiana
he'll be
Jones
dead
going
by
after
that
the Mayan
point.
calendar. Okay.
Any time within his lifetime, what would be a mystery you would like to see him, like an ancient mystery?
I think we might be able to squeeze him into 2012. I don't know when Indiana Jones was born, but like he was around for what was it? The third one that we're about to do. That was during World War II, right? Like that was right around the first one, sorry, was around the time of the Nazis.
Yeah, but the Nazis are in Last Crusade as well.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
So that puts them like, and then that's like let's say 44.
Mm-hmm.
He's not older than 40. I would say he's probably like mid 30s, late 30s. Say mid 30s. Let's be generous.
Yeah.
So then that puts him being born around like 1910. We could have like a 102-year-old Indiana Jones going after the 12-year Mayan calendar situation.
Saying. That's true. Yeah. Gosh. How's he doing that?
He found the Fountain of Youth. I mean, that's the prequel, is that he found the Fountain of Youth.
That's it.
Anyways, we'll dig into it next week.
Yeah, we'll check it out. So, yep, Indiana Jones Last Crusade next week. Watch it, come back with us, discuss it, and
right here.
Yeah, that's it. So, thanks for listening. If you like what you're hearing, let people know about it. We appreciate that. Share it with your friends, your family.
Like, subscribe,
whatever.
All that fun stuff.
Subscribe, do all that fun stuff. We really appreciate it. And be kind, rewind. Last Crusade next week. Thanks for listening. We will see you guys then.
See y'all then.